When does art cease to be just a painting on a wall and becomes a medium for pushing boundaries? This question leads us into the intriguing realm of extreme art, a domain where artists go beyond the conventional, the comfortable, and the accepted. They don't merely create to please the eye or soothe the soul. Instead, they aim to provoke, to question, to unsettle. Extreme art isn't about shock value alone, although it can indeed be shocking. It's about pushing boundaries, creating dialogue, challenging societal norms. It's an exploration of the human condition that dares to venture into territories that are often shrouded in silence and taboo. It's a mirror held up to society, reflecting not just what we want to see, but also what we would rather ignore. Art, in its most extreme form, becomes a catalyst for change, a conduit for conversation, a platform for protest. So let's dive into the world of extreme art and see how it has evolved over time. It all started in the late 19th century. The birth of extreme art is a tale of rebellion and revolution, one that begins in the tumultuous times of the late 19th century. This was an era of great change, a time when artists began to push the boundaries of expression, to challenge norms, and to redefine what art could be. This was the dawn of the avant-garde movement, a thrilling period of artistic experimentation that saw the rise of extreme art. As we delve into this fascinating era, two names tower above the rest: Gustave Courbet and Edouard Manet. These were the trailblazers, the pioneers who dared to defy convention and set the stage for the emergence of extreme art. Courbet, with his audacious realism, challenged the traditional ideals of beauty. He painted the world as he saw it, unvarnished and raw, earning him both acclaim and controversy. His work, The Stonebreakers, is a prime example of this, depicting laborers in stark detail, a far cry from the romanticized depictions of the working class common at the time. Then there was Manet, whose radical approach to art was nothing short of revolutionary. A provocateur, Manet's works like Olympia and The Luncheon on the Grass shattered conventions and sparked scandal. He dared to present the nude form in a contemporary context, a stark departure from the historical or mythological settings that were the norm. These artists challenged the status quo, pushing the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in art. They dared to portray the world in all its harsh reality, unafraid of the controversy their works might stir. In doing so, they laid the groundwork for the future of extreme art, setting the stage for the artists who would follow in their footsteps. While their work was often met with shock and outrage, there was no denying the profound impact they had on the art world. They challenged perceptions, questioned norms, and sparked a revolution in art that continues to this day. These early pioneers paved the way for the next wave of extreme artists. As the world moved into the 20th century, so did extreme art. The 20th century was a whirlwind of conflict and change that left no aspect of society untouched, and extreme art was no exception. The art world saw a radical shift as artists began to use their work as a means of challenging the status quo and pushing boundaries. The world wars, the civil rights movement, and the Cold War all served as catalysts for this shift. Artists began to question and challenge conventional ideas of what art could be, and they did so in increasingly daring and provocative ways. Marcel Duchamp, for instance, was one of the pioneers of this movement. He challenged conventional notions of art by presenting everyday objects as art, his most famous being a urinal titled Fountain. His work questioned the very definition of art and paved the way for future artists to push the boundaries of what could be considered art. Then we have Yoko Ono, a key figure in the Fluxus movement, a loose international community of artists, architects, composers, and designers. Fluxus was known for its experimental art performances, which often involved audience participation. Ono's performances were often deeply personal, addressing themes of peace and feminism, reflecting the social upheavals of the time. Extreme art in the 20th century was not merely about shock value, but a reflection of the world in which it was created. It was a response to societal change, a mirror held up to the world, and a means of pushing back against the status quo. It was a form of protest, a call to action, and a demand for change. These artists and their works were divisive, controversial, and often misunderstood, but they were also groundbreaking, challenging, and transformative. They pushed the boundaries of art and society, and in doing so, they changed the art world forever. The 20th century was a time of great upheaval and change, and extreme art was no exception. In the 21st century, extreme art has taken on new forms and mediums. This era, teeming with innovation and change, has seen art evolve in ways that reflect the world around us. Our present-day reality, filled with pressing issues like climate change, social justice, and the digital age, has greatly influenced the face of extreme art today. Let's delve into how these modern-day issues have shaped the art scene. Climate change, a monumental challenge of our time, has found its place in the arena of extreme art. Artists are now creating immersive and hard-hitting installations to visualize the devastating effects of global warming, thus urging viewers to confront this existential crisis. Social justice, another pivotal theme in today's society, has also found a voice in extreme art. Artists are leveraging their platforms to highlight societal inequalities and demand change. Their art pieces aren't just visually striking but also instigate thought-provoking conversations about race, gender, and class. Now, let's move to the digital age, a period that has revolutionized the way we create and consume art. The rise of digital art forms has turned the traditional art scene on its head, with artists pushing the boundaries of what's possible with technology. Virtual reality, augmented reality, and digital installations are some of the mediums that have taken extreme art to new dimensions. Speaking of key artists, Marina Abramović, known as the grandmother of performance art, continues to astonish with her daring and emotionally charged performances. On the other hand, Banksy, the elusive street artist, uses his art as a form of social and political commentary, often leaving his works on public surfaces for the world to see and interpret. In essence, extreme art today is a mirror to our society, reflecting our triumphs, struggles, and the zeitgeist of our era. Today's extreme art continues to push boundaries and provoke thought in ways never before seen. It's an ever-evolving landscape, challenging conventions and enticing us to question, to wonder, and to perceive the world from a different lens. So, what impact does extreme art have on society? Extreme art, often characterized by its audacity to push boundaries, has the profound ability to create dialogue. Because it often ventures into uncharted territories, it elicits strong reactions, both positive and negative. It's these reactions that spark conversations, debates, and sometimes even controversies. The beauty of this is that it gets people talking, challenging them to step out of their comfort zones and engage with topics they might otherwise avoid. Take, for instance, the use of extreme art to challenge societal norms. It's through this form of art that artists can question the status quo, pushing us to rethink our preconceived notions and biases. It's a call to action, a call for introspection, a call for change. It's like holding up a mirror to society, reflecting back the realities that we might prefer to ignore. A classic example of this is the feminist extreme art movement of the late 20th century. Artists like Carolee Schneemann and Marina Abramović used their bodies as canvases to challenge the objectification and commodification of women. Their performances, though controversial, sparked discussions on gender equality that continue to resonate today. On a broader scale, extreme art inspires change. It's not just about shocking audiences or causing an uproar, it's about making people think, feel, and question. It's about breaking down barriers and opening minds. It's about making a statement that can't be ignored, a statement that might just pave the way for societal evolution. Consider the anti-war performances during the Vietnam era. Artists used extreme art to voice their dissent, their performances serving as powerful protests against the war. These performances didn't just create a stir, they became a part of the larger movement that ultimately influenced policy change. Extreme art, in its many forms, has the power to transform, inspire, and provoke. It is a mirror to our society. It's a testament to the power of art, a reminder of our capacity for introspection and change. It's a testament to the artists who dare to push boundaries and challenge norms, their work serving as a catalyst for dialogue and transformation. However, not everyone sees extreme art in the same light. As with any form of expression, extreme art has sparked controversy over the years, drawing criticism, bans, and even destruction. One of the most debated aspects of extreme art is its often provocative nature. Some critics argue that extreme artists cross the line of decency and societal norms. They claim that these artists use shock value as a crutch, rather than relying on genuine artistic talent. For instance, the infamous Piss Christ by Andres Serrano, a photograph of a crucifix submerged in the artist's urine, ignited a firestorm of controversy in the late 80s. Many saw it as an offensive and blasphemous act rather than a work of art. Censorship and bans have also played a significant role in the controversy surrounding extreme art. Governments, institutions, and individuals have often sought to suppress these works, deeming them too offensive or inappropriate for public display. A prime example is the case of the Russian punk band Pussy Riot, whose politically charged performances led to their imprisonment in 2012. Extreme art has also been a target of physical destruction. In 2015, the infamous British street artist Banksy's work was repeatedly defaced and destroyed. Critics argued that his graffiti was vandalism, not art, and should therefore be removed. Yet it's important to remember that art, by its very nature, is meant to provoke thought and elicit emotion. Extreme art pushes the boundaries of what is conventionally considered acceptable, forcing us to confront our preconceived notions and biases. While it's true that some may find extreme art offensive or disturbing, others see it as a vital expression of freedom and creativity. They argue that by challenging societal norms and expectations, extreme art can stimulate dialogue, spark change, and reflect the realities of our complex world. Despite the controversy, extreme art continues to thrive and evolve, reflecting the complexities of our world. It serves as a reminder that art, in all its forms, is a mirror to society, reflecting both its beauty and its flaws. Extreme art is more than just shock value. It's a manifestation of raw, intense emotion that pushes the boundaries of what we traditionally perceive as art. It's a bold statement, a deliberate provocation, a challenge to the status quo. From its early days to its evolution in the 20th century, extreme art has consistently been a powerful vehicle for artists to express their most profound thoughts and feelings. It has given them a platform to explore the depths of the human condition, to delve into the darkest corners of our psyche, and to expose the harsh realities that we often choose to ignore. Throughout the years, extreme art has left an indelible impact on society. It has sparked conversations and debates, stirred emotions and provoked thought. It has challenged our perceptions of beauty, of morality, of what is acceptable and what isn't. It has forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the world around us. However, with such bold expressions come controversy and criticism. Extreme art, by its very nature, is polarizing. It's often misunderstood, dismissed as mere sensationalism, or condemned for crossing the line. Yet, it's also celebrated for its audacity, its honesty, and its ability to make us feel, think, and question. In the face of criticism, extreme art continues to evolve, to push boundaries, and to redefine what art can be. It continues to inspire and influence, to challenge and provoke, to stir and shock. In the end, extreme art, like all art, is a reflection of us, our hopes, our fears, our struggles and triumphs. It pushes us to question, to engage, and to see the world from a different perspective. And that perhaps is its greatest value. It's a mirror held up to society, a lens through which we can view the world in a different light. It's a testament to the power of art to move us, to challenge us, and to change us. And it's a reminder that art, in all its forms, is an essential part of what makes us human.